Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Danyala coming back again with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect brothers and sisters that believe in this word and that fear in the Heavenly Father and His Son. Now, 1 second, I'm gonna make sure this. Yeah. Just making sure the microphone is on. But want to do this video, this lesson on Israelite customs or biblical customs. And one thing that is a proof and that indicate one second. A proof or indication of who the true people are is the different customs that reside amongst the different people. You know, I say an indication because of, some of these customs are the same for other Hebrews, right? Other nations that you would say are Hebraic, the so-called, Asians, Koreans, Chinese, Vietnamese, but you have Israelites among them, the Moabites and the Ammonites, also the Ishmaelites and the Syrians and, the Assyrians, right? The Elamites have a lot of similar customs. Why? Because they're Hebrews also. And particularly with Ishmael and the Moabites and the Ammonites, Ishmael is the son of Abraham, right? Moab, what's that in the Hebrew? Ma'awaba and Ammon, right? Sons of Lot, which was a righteous man, okay? A just man. All right, but
Hey, quick question.
What's-
I'm sorry, I'm new to the area. Do you know how I get back from here to Potomac?
Oh, so Potomac, you want to go all the way down this street.
All the way, just follow this street?
All the way down this street, you want to make so all the way down, you want to cross by the Eden Park.
Okay, so you're saying I'm going to follow this sidewalk.
Yep.
Eventually, I'll see Eden Park.
Yep. If you
go past the Eden Park, and then
you're gonna cross the street to the Eden Park on that
and then
side.
I can take a right.
And then you're gonna make a left actually.
Oh, a left. Okay.
You're gonna make a left, and you're gonna go all the way down to what is that? All the way down to the stoplight.
Look, it's a half moon tonight. Look at that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way down to the stoplight. And then you're gonna make a right, and you will be on Potomac.
And then you make it right, and then I'll be on Potomac. All right.
Yep. I should say it right there.
You, man.
Hey, no problem.
I know we're strangers, but my phone died.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm new. I had it on the GPS. My phone died, so I'm like, oh fuck! I'm just gonna have to hope I bump into someone.
Yeah.
Who knows the area.
Yeah. So just right, because I just came off of Potomac.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So just straight down here, across the street at the Eden Park, go down to the stoplight. There should be, and there'll be like a red cobblestone road that goes on to Potomac. You'll see it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again, man.
Hey, no problem.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you. You too. But yeah, so like you for that. Okay, yeah. What was I saying? So like you for that, right? Which, we don't believe in Christmas. We worship the Heavenly Father. But, you use wisdom not to raise any alarms in people's mind about certain stuff. Plus, I'm out here doing a video where, we got a couple of people walking around. But as I was saying, Lot, the father of the Ammonites and the Moabites, which was the nephew of Abraham. So, similar customs. It's a lot. I'm gonna, get to the point, because I got some content and some articles and scriptures. Main thing, the scriptures to go into. And I've done videos on this before, but just more proof. Lord will, I'm gonna do another video because I'm going into the Southern Kingdom, but I'll do another one with the residing customs, or let's say history, going into the Northern Kingdom. Shout outs to the elder Kazakiala down there in Mississippi, because he does a lot of videos going into Northern Kingdom history. Right, so let's play this real quick. This is from a famous UFC fighter or MMA fighter, what have you. Francis, forget how to say his last name, but he's from Cameroon, and you got a lot of Jakes from Cameroon. I used to, I knew a couple of Jakes from Cameroon. I grew up around a lot of West Africans. Even living in, so-called central West African households. So very familiar. And then, hey man, Jake all the way through. He just got an accent. That's all. But and by the way, I think Elder Apostle Sahar mentioned this recent video, which is true. I can attest to it. Them Cameroonians can dance, man. They're actually on the top 10 African countries, top 10 African countries with the best dancers. Cameroon. So, with that being said, I'm gonna play this video.
Polygamy in Africa, most marriage in Africa.
Now, as you can see, the title, it talks about polygamy. All right. Which is a marriage custom in Africa versus marriage custom in America. So, not only does he mention that, he mentions some other customs, other marriage customs, and, the significance of them on what they were for, or it's the benefits, let's say the benefits. Now we're going to get, some of the customs, things were added into there, or the true purpose may have been, or focus may have been lost, due to us losing our, some of our heritage. But we're gonna get the true focus or true reason, from the scripts. Slovakia. I'm gonna wait till I get to a secure area auditorially. Bear with me, please. Bear with me, Baba Kusha. Your call for just a little moment longer. Because, I really wanted to, I didn't want to wait. I really wanted to get into this video. So, Right. So, as I was saying, this particular fighter is from Cameroon, and he's breaking down the marriage customs, which go back to the scriptures. There's one way to tell which peoples are the Israelites outside of the curses. Some of the customs that are remain behind.
Africa, for men was a responsibility. It wasn't to have fun, even like to get married, even to have multiple wives. Most of the time, in the many situations, it wasn't like, oh, I like those women so much.
Right.
It was a situation that you have to first, for example, like when a guy in a
So he's explaining, so like I'm doing some biblical commentary. So what he's explaining is marriage was not for solely or strictly pleasure. It was for, and when you read, not read, well, yeah, when you read in the scriptures, but when you listen to what he's saying is this is really for community, all right? Community between families, and also a community between different kinsmen in different areas of Africa. So this was not solely upon pleasure. You know, we could read about that. I guess I'll go through some more marriage customs through the spirit. We could read about that in the book of Tobit. You know, which was another marriage custom, right? Of ours. This is our history, right? These are our customs. These are our traditions. Okay, the Lord gave us a whole heritage, man. So he gave us a whole heritage that was based upon his oracles, man, his ordinances, his divine decrees, right, which we receive at the hand of Moses. Okay, by the mouth of Moses, he wrote all these different things down. Salakia. So, that being said, let's keep on going. Salakia, I'm just getting there from the Shaddai. Had to start this video up. Shalom, Tathia. What's up, Tathia? Papa will be with you in a second. Right, so
or the community was successful, he need to get married from wife in a different neighborhood around the community, so to give people many chance. Because if you get married here, other community will be like, oh, he doesn't care about us. He should have married the kids of us, and they will want you.
Right. So now he's explaining how one community, you know, is successful, right? So now he would get married. Which, you know, that could be an intricacy of it, but you know, marriage was like a business deal. You know, off of a marriage, a man could become rich, right? In the relationship, and that's the thing about business. It's all about establishing relationships with people of influence, right? So a king will be married to a princess from another country, or a king would be married to the daughter of an official or a dignitary in the nation. You know, well, you read about King Solomon. I believe King Solomon, he was married to one of the princesses of Hiram. You know, which I believe he was you can correct me if I'm wrong, the king of the Hittites. If I'm let's look him up real quick. Salakia. Let's get the facts straight. Hiram. Sorry. Daughter And this may turn out to be a longer video, but going through the spirit. Daughter of Hiram. KJV. Kings 9 and 27. Servants of Hiram. Salakia. Okay, here we go. When this is no, I just saw it. 9. Okay. Let's see, it's verse 5. Let's go to the whole chapter here. Just want to get the facts straight. Because and here you go. Because Solomon had many wives and many concubines. But even his concubines were, some of his concubines, if not all, some of his concubines were princesses of these the kings of these other nations, man. Right? But when it comes to a concubine, they should not be married in the same way as it is with a woman of your own nation, right? An Israelite woman. They don't have the same status. But I'm just using this as a point of how things went in the ancient world, which really, there should be no marriage, no traditional marriages, and they shouldn't have the same status, a concubine, woman of the other nation. So. Right, but verse 1 here in 1 Kings 11, it says, "But King Solomon loved many strange women," right? Foreign women. He liked foreigners, like Trey Songz got that song, That Foreign. It says, "Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Moabites." So he liked them Chinese women, man. He liked them Asian, the Ammonites. He liked them Japanese women, man. Edomites. He liked the white woman. Right, the Zidonians, which those go back into the Hamitic nations, and the Hittites, right, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, "Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods." And Solomon clave unto these and love. So he loved these women. He didn't just have my concubines. I'm just deal with them, pop them. He loved them, man. He was in love with them women, bruh. It says, and he had 700 wives. Wow. Princesses. There you go. 700 wives. Princesses. And these wives, women of his own nation. So you had princesses amongst Israel. Princesses, right? So there's no such thing as a queen in the nation of Israel. You have princesses, okay? Right? 700 wives, that's a lot, man. To us, that's a lot in this day, right? Princesses and 300 concubines, so 1,000. And his wives, it says, and his wives turned away his heart. Right? For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, the Almighty power, his power, as was the heart of David his father. Solomon went after Ashtoreth, which Ashtoreth goes back into the goddess of Easter, Astarte, Ashtoreth. That's where Easter comes from, right? The goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Okay, now that wasn't really what I was looking for, but it did prove a point, right? You would deal with You know, a prince would deal with princesses, man. You know, a man that had status or riches, he would marry. His son would be married unto other men that had status and riches. All right, and then the wealth, the community will be built through those relationships. So this is what Francis is explaining. Now I really wanted to get that point though. Let's see, Lord will, if I don't find the next, you know, minute, I'll just continue on. I really wanted to find that point though. Which it says it down here. It says, according to Phoenician history, Solomon married a daughter of Hiram, which it should say that in the scriptures. I remember reading it. Of Tyre and Zidon. Let me see here. Let me type this in then. Solomon marries the boom. Judgment of Solomon. Pharaoh's daughter. Okay, let me see here. 1 Kings chapter 3. It says, and Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her into the city of David until he made an end of building his own house and the house of the Lord and the wall of Jerusalem round about it. Let me see. Where was that? Took Pharaoh's daughter. Right, so that would be something I have to look into to get the facts straight. So Salakia, if I got it incorrect. But yeah, and it does say it right here. According to Phoenician history, Solomon married the daughter of Hiram. So, you know, there you go. But all right, but going back to this video, and Salakia, we I'm gonna be jumping in and out, getting this, man, breaking it down.
Out people that are, you should have married a people many chance, because if you get married here, other community will be like, oh, give people many chance, because if you many chance in a different neighborhood around the community, so to give people many chance, because if you get married here.
Right, so to give people, more chances to, they marry them from different communities, which, that makes sense, to give, to establish relationships with, your kinsmen in different areas, man. Thus building more community, man.
Other community will be.
See, marriage was not all about pleasure, man. It was about nation building. It was about building wealth and inheritance amongst the nation and amongst the tribes. That's another marriage custom, all right? When a man doesn't have a son to inherit his wealth, all right?
Like, oh, he doesn't care about us. He should have married the kids of us. Right. And they will want you to marry the girl from that community.
Wow.
So then you find out people that are getting married just for opportunity, to give opportunity for community. Why? Because unlike here, when you have a daughter there, all your life is a worry. You don't know how she's gonna end up. You don't.
Right, and there you go. And that is the mindset, the ancient mindset. You don't know how your daughter's going to end up if you have a daughter, right? The scriptures talk about how the father he waketh in the middle of the night to watch over his daughter, man. That's why this. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. Have performed a weighty matter. KJV. Who knows? This video might not get as many views. Hey, the like the elder Hawad always said one time, you don't know the billions of angels that saw your video that you did, man. So them views is, and Esau messes with those views also. The views is not really that much important, man. It's the fact that, you are doing what the Lord commanded you to do, man. So Sirach chapter 7 is 25, but let's see what's in 24. It says, hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body. Shew not their thyself cheerful toward them, right? So you got to be strict with your daughters, right? You have to have a care for their body. So you watching over to make sure, nobody, nobody undesirable has coerced her underwear up off of her, man, right? Because you don't want your daughter to be married to no buffoon, right? An irresponsible buffoon. It says, marry thy daughter, meaning the word marry means to join. So join her unto a husband. Marry thy daughter. You marry her off unto a husband. It says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. So this is a very heavy matter. If you got daughters, who is she going to be married to? That's a very heavy matter because you want her to be taken care of, right? You want her to be taken care of. You want her to be a asset to your kinsmen and your nation by building up the children of Israelite men. So of course an Israelite man is not going to marry, and I'm talking about in the ancient world, he's not going to marry his daughter off to no heathen. No. You want your nation to be built up, right? Right. So have thou performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. So you want her to go with someone who's wise, right? Not only wise, but has the means and the funds to take care of her, right? Because when you think about it, whenever you have a wife, what comes of a man being joined unto a wife? Children, right? So you have to have funds, because now this is a family, man. A whole nation can come out of one man, and that's what having multiple women, which I may keep that. I may do that as another video, right, and that's the point right there. That's the point. Let's go on back.
No, you're worried if ever she's gonna have a roof or to have somebody to take care, and then there's this guy that gonna take care of her. You don't care if she's the 5th or the 10th wife. Wow, take it, bro.
Yeah, you don't care if he's the first wife. He said the chief, the first wife or the 10th wife. As long as she taken care of, she good, right? Now, hey, you can see how Jake is dressed. He ain't dressed like no dusty, crusty Hamite, man. You can see how he's dressed, man. He's dressed like a Jake. He got the nice kicks on. I don't know if you saw the kicks, but he got the nice, I ain't too into those kind of shoes, but brothers can see it, man. He got the nice kicks on, right? He got the chain, the designer hat. That's Jake, man. It's Jake.
You're worried if ever she's gonna have a roof or to have somebody to take care, and then there's this guy that gonna take care of her. You don't care if she's the 5th or the 10th wife. Wow, take it, bro. And that's how some people were getting a lot of wives just to give chance to community. And also one thing that was very important, if your brother or your family member passed away.
Now this is another another custom that is biblical, All right. This goes back to the Israelites, man. This only proves, and this is, see, look, this is not the only custom. This is not only in Cameroon. This is in Cameroon, Nigeria, the Congo, and I've actually spoken with people about the Congo and asked them about these different traditions personally, and they've agreed. It was like, yeah, we have that custom where if a man dies, all right, his widow can be married unto the next of kin to his brother, right? To raise up children in his name, right? So that his line continues, and that's happened, or that situation has happened. You have situations in the scriptures like that. You got the Judah and Tamar situation, which it didn't go as planned, and then, well, it went as it's according to the plan of the Most High, but not, to the plan of the custom, right? And then you have, what is that, Onan and Obed, when the husband of Ruth died, the next of kin came up, which actually, you know what, there was a kinsman. There was a brother that was actually next in line, but he didn't want to deal with that situation, So the next of kin hopped up to raise up children unto that man, and then the line of the Lord, which the Lord came out of, continued. So this is what he's going into.
Left a wife with children.
You had to take.
One of you guys have to take that wife.
And notice he said, you have to. You have to. You have to, man, because you're raising up seed unto your deceased brother, man, and his line. That will be his family line continuing, man. So you have to, man. This was an obligation, a responsibility, man. Hey, and really, in turn, you showing brotherly love unto your brother. I'm gonna raise up seed unto him, so that child that comes out, that's gonna go for his family line, right? And then the child after that, that's gonna go for the brother's family line, man.
Like, whether you like it or not, somebody have to take it.
But you're not gonna sleep with the wife,
No, you'll sleep with.
No,
you
no.
will take the wife.
Yeah, I'm just take it and say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna take care of you and make sure.
Yeah, but you can take a wife and just not sleep with.
Yeah, you can. You can kill them.
And here you go with the right. This is when the East meets the West. here you go. You brothers recognize this guy, right? But here you go with the ridiculous remarks. Well, you just take care of her, and no. The whole point is to marry it to pop her, so that he can have kids raised up in his family line, man, his family name, for his line to continue. That's the whole point. That's why he said you can't just marry her and not deal with her, right? Jake been stuck in America too long, man.
You're gonna take why? Because, and the reason why they were doing that, the family was doing that, because they didn't want a wife to live with their kids and get out there, get married with somebody that will mistreat those kids.
Right.
Because
okay.
with the
Now this is another, like I said, the true reason is to raise up seed, but then this is another, I guess, perspective or thing you can look at that would for why, because the Lord got certain laws to where you might not understand the full you might not see the full let me say spectrum of it, having not doing it or practicing it, the other different things that it benefits, man. Like, for example, the Leviticus 11, the law about not touching the dead carcass of a pig or eating a pig, right? Now, in the ancient world, all they would know is the Lord said it's unclean. It's unclean. Now, they might, if someone were eating it, they might get sick and pass away from eating that. So they might have seen that, but Now in this time where knowledge and wisdom have been increased, you got biologists, cutting pieces of flesh off of swine and looking at it under a microscope and seeing all the different critters and parasites that cause all types of problems, and all extra research that this devil done to see the effects of eating this unclean food on the body. So now you see even more, so just in that sense, the main reason for it was for raising up seed unto his deceased brother, right, to continue the family line. But there's other different benefits to the law, man. Hey, the Lord knew what he was doing.
Situation being very complicated. I mean, this guy is going to work hard and then maybe get home, barely have food for 2-3 people. And then if he has a kid, it's for the 3. The other guy, kid, is not my kid, right?
Right. So, hey, seeing that it's your brother, if you love your brother, you're going to raise up seed unto him. And it's not going to be, it's a different situation. It's a different situation, man. But I'll say too, if he has kids, he can raise up, this, in this sense, the actual biblical law is if he doesn't have any children.
So the family didn't want that to happen, so they wanted to keep the wife and the kids into the family. So somebody have to step up and take that as a responsibility.
Wow. I'm glad that didn't work.
So, hey, Jake be having more, honorable, customs that go back to the scriptures in these different countries, man. I mean, in West Africa, Central Africa.
I'm glad that it worked in America.
Yeah. So polygamy most of the time wasn't by choice.
Right.
Right. So he said polygamy most of the time wasn't by choice. Okay, right. So, just wanted to grab that. Now let's get into these which I basically explain it. I can, probably get some of these articles. But you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and get the precepts, man, because this could be a very, very lengthy video. But let's get into some of these precepts. So Deuteronomy 25 in verse. We're gonna start at verse 5. So now this is the law, what they call levirate law, which means what is it? Husband's brother, right? You can look that up in the etymology. It says, if brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, right? So he dies and he didn't even have a kid yet, right? To continue his legacy. The wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. So she can't go out the side of the family and marry anybody else. So now this is an obligation. This is you must do this. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, right? Have sex with her, marry her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her, which levirate law. It says, and it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother. So this son that comes out is to continue the line and legacy of his deceased brother, which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel, so that his name can continue, his lineage, his legacy can continue in Israel, right? It says, and if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elder. Now, this is let you know how serious it is. This is why he was saying, you must, right? You must. You cannot, you must do this. This is your obligation and responsibility unto your brother, right? Also, this is another way of what? Showing love unto your brother, right? Like the scriptures say, off of these two things hang the whole law. And this is the second most important law. Love thy brother, thy neighbor as thyself. All right. And how is this for some love, right? raising up children unto his name for his legacy to continue, man. That's dope. As Jake says, man, that's super honorable. Come on now. Come on now. Hey man, that's the great glory and majesty of the Most High, giving us this dope excellent culture, man. You know, that in the time of refreshing, when the Lord shall give them new bodies unto the elect, man, that culture is gonna be downloaded. It's gonna be in our main. It's gonna be in our bodies, man. We're gonna know and we're gonna do our customs, man. We're not gonna veer off from the right or the left, man. That's beautiful. This is beautiful, man. Like Apostle Paul said, we know that the law is good. Yes, it is. All right. It says, and if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refuses to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. So in that sense, what? He hate his brother, right? He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Which I'm gonna look that up in the Hebrew. As a matter of fact, let's look that up right now. Deuteronomy 25:7. Let's look that up real quick. Because they're saying it in this particular way. Let me type in husband's brother. Here we go, 7. Let's get that. Salakia. 7. Let's get the interlinear. Husband's brother. Yabam. Yabamya. Salakia. Yapamath. Okay, yeah, so Yabam, brother-in-law, right? Husband's brother, right? So Yabam, which is what? Right, that's the word for it, to perform levirate marriage, perform the duty of brother-in-law, right? Now in this case, it's his actual blood brother, but this is the law, okay? In which he marries his brother's wife. That's why they say the next of kin. This is his close family. Okay? So it's called Yabam. Okay? So right, so now this is in the case where he doesn't want to perform this law, which is his obligation, right? His responsibility. It says, then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it, like he's stern, I'm not doing that, and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, yeah, this interesting custom we got, right? And loose his shoe from off his foot and spit in his face. Wow. This is the law. So this is what she got to do. And shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house. So it was a shame. It was a shame. And his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that hath his shoe loose. So that's gonna be a stigma on you, man. Everybody gonna know you ain't fulfill your responsibility, right? That was a shame. So literally, this is what the Lord ordered. Take off his shoes, spit in his face. Wow. And say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house. Now you got that name stuck on you, man. Oh yeah, this the man. He didn't wanna build up his brother's house that passed on, man. That guy, man. What, it's disgraceful, right? Right. And his name shall be called, right, is Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loosed. Interesting, right? Right, so then it goes into another law. Men strive together. Yeah, Right, so that's the law. And that custom is alive and well in these so-called West African and Central African nations, man, which are the majority of them are Israelites. That's where all the flavor come from, man. All the colors and the flavor, right? So let's go back here. And this type of these type of customs, these are alien to our people now, man. They've been stuck in America too long, man, especially over here in America, right? They've been stuck in the Western mindset, but when you come into the truth, this is what you have to do. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So renewing of your mind, hey, that's forgetting everything that you've learned in this world, all right, and learning the way of the Lord, right? Which to you is, in this time is new, right? Really, those who come in and endure unto the end and learn the ways of the Lord, you've known this before. That's why the scripture said, though you once knew this, right? Whatsoever I have said unto you, that's what the Holy Spirit does. It gives you remembrance, right? But it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you got to renew your mind, man, right? The things that you thought was right, you gotta forget everything that you learned and literally relearn everything. This is why the scriptures talk about becoming as a newborn babe. It's like you're relearning, like you've been dead this whole time and now you're being reborn, coming out the womb, the Matrix, and that's a dope movie. Allegory for our whole situation, right? But being renewed and being reborn in the scriptures, man. It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Right. So switching from the Western mindset to the Eastern mindset. Okay. Now, let me see this Deuteronomy. No, I guess I'll get this real quick because another thing is too, having a dowry, man. Now, play a secondary role. Right. So here we'll read this too. It says Cameroonian weddings, and this is from theculturetrip.com. It says in the traditional setting, weddings are seen as a coming together of families. Same thing in ancient Israel. A coming together of families. Is less about pleasure, but more about building community and strong relationships within your nation. All right, through families, right? Which leaves most of the responsibility with the heads of the two clans, or a clan, the two households. Let's look up the word clan real quick. Gotta look up them words, man, as we were taught by our elders. Right. It says a family, a tribe, right? The heads of two clans, the heads of two families, the heads of two tribes, right? Family, stock, offspring, right? So each man has, when they have families, wives, and children, that is their clan, right? Our forefather Jacob, when he came into Israel, when there was only 70 souls, that was his clan, the 70 souls in Israel, right? That was the clan, the family. Okay? So offshoot planta means offshoot plant, right? We're men are considered trees, or they're comparable unto plants, all right, or trees. Okay, so really the head of the two families, right, the two clans, usually the parents of the bride and groom will play a secondary role, while the recognized family heads engage in the bride price negotiation, right? So it says the parents of the bride will say the secondary, right? Which the parents that really, in ancient Israel, it was really the men, the men of the families, right? They would negotiate it, but I guess they would have of that family have men who are more elderly, or or higher honor within the family, that would work it out. But and then for some that would be just going, talking about how Jake does it now in West Africa. For some, that would be their uncles, all right, the brethren, all right, the uncles, or the cousins, all right, who are men. They would negotiate the bride price also, in that case. It says it talks about paying the bride price. He picked the wrong woman. And that's really the main point from there. So now let's go here to Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 28. Now, this is going into the grape, right? Or a man taking a woman and going in unto her by force. It says, if a man find a damsel, right, a young woman, in this case, a woman that's of marriageable age, all right, that is a virgin, she has not had sex with a man, which is not betrothed, she has not been promised to a man, right? Right, so it says, and lay hold on her and lie with her, lie meaning to lie carnally, to have sex with her, and they be found, right? Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's fathers 50 shekels of silver. Right? So you just out there just take a woman by force. This is not a smart idea if you ain't got no money. This is not a good idea if you haven't came up on those shekels, okay? If you ain't got 50 shekels to your name, you should not be doing this in Israel, right? It says, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her, he may not put her away all his life. So, right, you can't put her away after that. You better pay that dowry, that bride price, and you got to deal with it the rest of your life, right? So when the thrill is gone, you still got to take care of her. You got to deal with her, right? You still got to you got to clothe her, feed her, and pop her. You still got to deal with her. Nothing you can do about it. Right? It says, a man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover the skirts of his father's skirts. Right. So, that's the point. So that's one law in the case of where a woman that is a virgin is taken by force by a man. Right. What happens? Okay? ain't no pump and dump in ancient Israel. When she's, ain't no pump and dump when it comes to your own woman. So your own kinswoman. So now let's go to I had another one queued up here. $104. A dowry is just basically the price you would pay for a bride, right? I think that may be it in terms of the scriptures, right? But there's more scriptures, of course. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Exodus 22, and let's start at verse 16. It says, and if a man entice a maid, right? You coerced the man. You what's the word I'm looking for? You charmed her out of her panties, right? It says, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, right? She's not promised to anybody. She's a virgin, right? It says, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife, right? So if you pop her, she a virgin, now she's your wife. She has to be your wife. Look at our forefather Isaac. Took Rebekah into his mother's tent and made her his wife, right? So in the act of getting jiggy, so to speak, or knocking boots with Rebekah, he made her his wife, his responsibility, his servant, if you will, right? His assistant, in all his affairs, his assistant. What's the Salaki? What's the it's not Jeffrey. It's Batman's assistant. It's the female version of Batman's assistant. I can't even remember his name, man. But okay, there's neither here nor there. Right? It says, if her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he's like, no, you is not going to be my daughter's husband. Hell no. He could refuse. He shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. Right? So now you have to give him that 50 shekels, man. Right? So there you go. So just wanted to get some marriage customs, and these different customs prove, and there's many other customs, man, that prove that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the so-called West Africans, Central Africans, right? The so-called Irish, the so-called, in different nations, man, that we are the Israelites, right? Because there are forms and residuals, customs that reside, right? Even the different languages, which are dialects of Hebrew, that prove that we are the Israelites, man. And outside that, above all that, what the curses and the prophecies are the main proof. So if you fit under those curses and those prophecies, no matter what you look like, oh, you're an Israelite, man. Our spirit bears witness with the spirit that we are the children of the Most High. We bear witness through the scriptures, right? So Lord will, you were edified with that. Call halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Forgive me the spirit to do this video. And Lord will, you were edified. And I'm going to say shalom.